Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect, episode 123. Today's date is November 28th, 2021, and I am Duds, or Duds Versus, known to the rest of the interwebs.
And I'm Jimbo. You may know me as Jimbo Slice 23. So what have you been up to this week, Duds?
Lots of Battlefield. Minecraft-wise, I finished my Copper Farm episode. I'm actually really happy with how the episode itself turned out. I got looking at the room, though, and the room structure is a lot like the Moss Farm room structure and how I set it up.
Yeah.
Which makes sense considering how close together I built those farms. But then it made me a little disappointed that I didn't think of doing something different. I just went, I want this, this, and this. I'm going to lay it out like this, this, and this, and then call it done. It's like I should have been able to see that structurally they were relatively close to the same, and I should have changed it up a bit.
I didn't really notice.
Someone's going to notice. If you go back and you look at the rooms, especially when you're in there, everyone only sees those rooms for at least 5 minutes.
That's true.
Whereas I'm in those rooms for hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I pick up on it.
I see the Dud style in there.
Yeah. There is a style, as Decoy calls it, the Cozy Duds style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I definitely am starting to have my own thumbprint on my builds, where if 4 or 5 people were to build, and you'd be like, yep, that's a Duds build.
Yeah, I could tell.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No, not necessarily a bad thing.
Other than that, Minecraft's kind of been slow this week. I pulled a Jimbo, and I started playing a different game.
Yeah, is that what that's called?
Hey, I'm referencing when you were playing like 7 Days to Die for a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, that did happen. Yeah. I ended up buying an Xbox Series S this past week, specifically just for Battlefield 2042. And I know that game's getting a lot of hate right now. And yeah, it does have a good amount of bugs. But once you learn how to navigate the bugs, because there are ways to get around all the bugs they're talking about. There really is. You just need to know how to. The game at its core is one of the most fun Battlefields I've ever played. I'm having a massive amount of fun with that. I've been playing it nonstop. Literally played around before we started recording this morning.
Yeah, nothing better than a new game.
Yeah.
Once you get into it, it's addicting.
Yeah, I did a live stream on Thanksgiving, actually. And I was really surprised how many people came from the Withering Effect community to check it out. Because I know Battlefield's not what we're known for. We're known for Minecraft and stuff. But for everyone to come out and support this different game and see something new, that was really awesome. Even if you weren't into the game, just kind of hang out and chill.
Mm-hmm.
So grateful. I love it.
Yeah, I was able to stop in for a minute. But I was at family dinner. I think we just got done with our dinner and I noticed you were streaming. Figured I'd stop in and say hi.
Yeah.
It looked good, though. The stream went really well,
I
imagine.
Yeah. The funny thing is I went back and I was reviewing my settings, and it turns out I was still on the Nintendo Switch settings. It didn't automatically register that I had a new console and Switch, so it was still on the Nintendo Switch settings. So the fact that it still looked good and sounded good is really a thumbs up for Elgato.
Yeah.
But I've got all that fixed. So if I do another Battlefield stream, I don't know if I will. I don't know if people really would want more. It might have been just a one-time fun-off kind of thing, but I'm enjoying the crap out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're having fun and you plan on playing for a few hours, I guess you could always stream it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want.
I've honestly thought about doing a stream today, but there's a football game and a hockey game on this afternoon. So I will be watching those instead of playing games.
Yeah. I will be working on my episode.
Yeah. How's your week been?
That's what I've been doing. I've been working on my episode.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about last week, the intro and everything that you helped me with. I got a little bit more into it. I think I'm 10 or 11 minutes in the episode.
Cool.
And I still have like 4 minutes of editing to do to put into my episode that I haven't already done so yet. I haven't really touched the base, just a little bit. Put some blocks where they needed to be that were missing. And then I go back in. I was like, I'm going to work on the base a little bit, hit some spots that, I'm not going to need for replay mod. Then I realize I'm in this position in this video where I need to finish this part before I go in and start messing with the base. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today, get that over with, and tackle this base. You might see a stream from me, depending on my schedule and what's going on today. Need to make sure that I have the time. Usually Sunday for me is podcast football.
Yep.
That's my Sundays. And my team played on Thanksgiving, so I'm not really, tempted to watch football. So you might see me stream, but I can't make any promises. I know there's a lot of editing I got to do beforehand.
Yeah.
But it's coming out well. Really like the episode, the way it's coming along. And I think we're going to start a new season on early December.
Yeah, we don't have tentative dates yet. I know we're voting on some dates, and it's like the first week of December.
Yeah, so I'm going to shoot for next Saturday. Well, by the time you hear this, it'd be the Saturday coming up. Yeah, hopefully I'm done by then, if not a few days afterwards. But I want to get it out before we start the new season. Just so, it's out before then, and then I can start on my new episodes. Should be a lot of fun.
I can't wait for your season finale. After seeing the intro, I'm super excited for the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm excited to share it. Now, I got the inspiration back. Been a lot of fun. I was doing like hours of editing lately, and I took a break, and I was like, let's see what this new snapshot's about. I played a little bit with the world generation and the deep caves and stuff, so I wanted to play the newest snapshot just to, get the feel of it, see if anything feels different. When I started off with the new snapshot, it was real choppy, and I have a good PC, and the frame rates were kind of weird, and I'm like, man, there's probably a ton of stuff loading in right now. After like 10-15 minutes, it started to smooth out. Everything seemed to run way better. Not that laggy choppiness anymore. So I think just the world generating, because that was just a randomly generated world. At the beginning, there was just so much the game was putting on the screen, and it just had trouble with that. And eventually, like I said, it all smoothed out, and I got to play a little bit. I started mining. I found a cave, open cave. Started going into the ground, and then eventually I see deep slate, and I was pretty deep down under, and I'm like, man, the caves are so much bigger. And then I'm running along the deep slate, and I notice another hole, and it's even like deeper. Like, I thought I was deep underground. No, I wasn't. Not even close. The underground is so much bigger. I think I explained this before, but it surprises me every time I notice how much there is underground. And the mobs aren't as overwhelming with that new light level mechanic. So it was fun to explore. I did, come into contact with some creepers that I didn't notice, but it's really not that bad. It's not as overwhelming as you would think, being that deep underground and as dark as it is.
Yeah, the new mob spawning mechanic is an absolute savior for this update.
Oh, yeah.
Because I made mention of it when we first saw the Caves and Cliffs update and stuff. I went, the mobs are going to be unbearable. This is not going to be fun. This is going to be absolutely horrible. And then they changed. The mobs only spawn in absolute light level 0. Greatest change to Minecraft since shulker boxes and Elytra.
Ooh.
Easily.
It's a big statement.
Easily. It may even be bigger and better than shulker boxes and Elytra.
There were times where I was nervous to go in these areas that were so dark, but I noticed there wasn't as many mobs. They're pretty spread out. It's so big underground that there's enough spawning spaces for the mobs to be spread out a little bit more, and I really like that also. And like I said, it wasn't overwhelming. It seemed like I can go explore. I did have to protect myself. I did run into other mobs, but it was fun. I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited for the new snapshot, or the new update, which should be out by the time you guys hear this.
See, and that's the thing. Ripple, we've chosen the seed and everything, and everyone's starting to give coordinates to where they want to base and stuff. And I know there's a taiga village near spawn that I want. The problem is I don't want to load the world yet because I want the first reaction of seeing the new world gen in person to be on video.
Okay.
So, any Riplets listening, please let me have my taiga village so I don't have to load the game up and choose the coordinates. Or someone give me the coordinates to said taiga village so I don't have to do that. So I can get a genuine reaction when I load in the world.
I could probably do that because I don't know where I'm going to base. I'm going to have to look around and see if I can find an area also. So if I have time, I didn't really plan on finding a base area yet. I was going to just play and then find.
Yeah, you're just going to wing it.
Yeah. I know what I'm building, so I don't need a certain area. So
yeah, you should build Alpha in the water.
Yeah.
Choose an ocean spot. That's nice.
That was my main option right there. But like I said, even if it's taken, I could build it anywhere, really.
I know I'm doing a Guardian farm. I think Carl's going to help me with that. I don't know if there's any Guardian temples near our little spawn area.
I was on Chunk Base, and that world is loaded with them. You shouldn't have any trouble.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want to make a pretty one, so I didn't want to build it like near everyone. I want just a super functional, give me my loot kind of farm.
Yeah.
Down and dirty.
And that'd be your first one, right? First Guardian Temple.
Second Guardian farm. I built one the very first season of Comicraft.
That's right.
It was the you have to drain the entire monument kind of farm.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have a lot of sponges. Like that Guardian Temple, I think only gave us 8 sponges.
Oh, wow. That's brutal.
So it was a lot of sand. So we essentially buried the bottom half and dug it out with shovels. Because you could get sand. There's a ton of sand.
Yeah.
And that was faster than placing a sponge and then smelting the sponge, because the whole sponge and the wet sponge in the nether I don't think was a thing at that time. Or at least I didn't know about it at the time.
Yeah, if you have the massive amount of sand, there's a way to do it AFK to drain the ocean monument, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I wasn't was not redstone savvy to do that.
Yeah, you'd have to drain the inside by hand, though.
Yeah, that's essentially what the sponges were for, was for the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then sand on the outside. But yeah, this will be my first one since then. And I'm hoping it doesn't burn me out. I don't think it will. The new Guardian farms are a bit more simple to make. And like I said, I think Carl's wanting to help. So 2 hands on there will definitely be good. Me and Carl can throw farms together relatively quickly. Like we did the Wither Rose farm last year. We did the tree farm. We did the Blaze farm. Me, you, and him did the Wither Skull farm.
Mm-hmm.
And we knocked all those farms out in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Guardian farm's obviously going to be more, but shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time. But, 2's better than 1.
Yep. If that's it for our week, I actually have a message from Carl.
Mm-hmm.
He's put it nice and bold and red so we don't forget to mention it.
Yeah.
Carl stating our next episode on December 8th will be our last before the holiday break. For our Wither and Milk level patrons, we will release December's half stack on the 19th. And Carl will be here January 5th for the best of 2021. And then we'll be back to normal episodes January 12th. We're taking a bit of a longer break just to kind of rejuvenate. There's been a lot of episodes lately where Minecraft news has basically been, hey, we changed ore generation. That's it. Have fun. Try to talk about that for an hour. And we can't.
You can't do that.
I know I've been feeling a bit of the burnout. Jimbo, I don't know if you've been feeling a bit of the podcast burnout.
I don't know.
Yes, so when it comes to notes and stuff, Jimbo just has to kind of fill in Sunday morning.
Right. I could get into it the morning of, and get everything I need ready for my part. Carl, on the other hand, he has a lot to do. It's nice to see him have a break.
That's exactly where I was going.
Yeah.
This break is more for Carl than anybody because Carl works his butt off.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone needs to give a huge thank you to Carl.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one making sure the show happens. And this break really is for him, even though he's doing his own episode. The best of 2021, all of our best of episodes are 100% entirely Carl.
Yeah.
Give him huge thank yous.
And it's a good thing that, this 118 point or Caves and Cliffs Part 2 isn't a huge update. You know, that we've known this was coming. There's nothing really new that's been added, so there's really not much to talk about either when it's, you know, I know there's a bunch of hype when things get released, and the podcast has a bunch of different topics to talk about once these things are released, but, you know, we've seen this coming. We know we've pretty much covered 118, so a break would be nice.
Yeah.
And it gives everyone time to spend time with their family, not worried about, you know, topics and episodes and stuff, so it's nice. Enjoy your time with your family while we're on break.
That being said, the content will hopefully not be too dry. I know me and Carl have discussed this. Jimbo, I'm sure, is going to be down, but we decided about doing like a group live stream where all the Withering Effect, maybe even Decoy will hop in there. We'll do a live stream with all of us either playing Minecraft or just a fun community game or something like that, and we'll upload it to the Withering Effect YouTube channel. So instead of a podcast, you're getting live gameplay of us hanging out and playing games and stuff.
Yep.
So that'll be cool. And we're definitely going to have to force Carl to stream. Have you seen Carl's new stream setup and stuff?
No, I haven't.
For those of you who don't know, Carl is stepping away from making videos and is primarily focusing on streaming next season for Ripple. And so he's been working his tail off again to set up his stream and stuff, and it looks really nice.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Is he primarily on Twitch, I imagine?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
I've just been getting his test videos. I didn't know if he put it in the Withering Effect Discord or if he was just sending them to me.
I haven't noticed.
Now that we've done Carl's big red bold holiday update, let's talk about the news, because we do have a tiny bit of news.
Yes, very tiny indeed. We had release candidate 1 for 118.
And 2 and 3.
And 2 and 3, yeah. I'll cover number 1, which is just a couple things. The size limit for server resource packs has been increased from 100 megabytes to 250 megabytes. And a notable bug fix here is moving through blocks in spectator mode causes a memory leak. So that has hopefully been fixed. And that's it for candidate 1.
Yeah.
We know it's coming up. We got, 2 days from this recording? And 118 will be released. So not much to cover there.
Yeah. Release candidate number 2 was to fix a bug that had happened where in large caves, the generation didn't reach negative 54, which I think is near the new bottom, because I think negative 64 is the new bedrock. So it was not allowing the large lava lakes to generate. That bug has been resolved.
I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, I would have been okay with it too.
Because at least you can mine under the lava, you know?
Yeah.
Not much of a chance of you mining into it if you're that low. Because we know that the diamonds spawn low, or more frequently, lower you go. So, yeah, now you got to watch out for the lava again.
Yeah. The release candidate 3 fixed a huge bug where if you were to die in-game and then log out without, resetting your spawn or whatever.
Which most people do. That's called rage quitting.
Yeah. All the blocks with loot inside of them, so you're talking chest, furnaces, minecart chest, hoppers, and all that stuff, would disappear. It'd all go away. So huge bug.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, so it looks like they've gotten that fixed, and as of today, Sunday, the 28th, we don't have any more release candidates. I'm assuming we'll all go for, Tuesday will be the release?
Yeah, Tuesday, which is yesterday, if you're listening to this.
Which is yesterday.
Coming out the day of.
Keep forgetting we're from the future. Or the past.
Yeah.
However you want to look at it.
Yeah, it'd be the past.
Yeah, we like to talk about the future from the past.
Yeah, we're talking to the future listeners from the past.
That just doesn't seem as fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got some listener comments. We're going to start with Weezergood. They ask, hey, Jimbo and Duds, have you two ever met up in real life? And how did you initially meet? I've never met Jimbo in real life.
Nope, never met in real life. We don't live too far away from each other. Do live in different states. I mean, it's hours away, but...
I was going to say 6 to 7 hours, maybe?
Yeah, compare the whole world. Yeah, we're relatively close.
Yeah. It's like a 45-minute flight. I know that
Yeah.
because I've been up in that area. I've visited people up in Pittsburgh, and I know that flight
Oh, okay.
about 45 minutes.
Yeah, I've flown to Florida, but never where you live.
Yeah, no, no one stops in North Carolina.
Nope.
Yeah, no, we never met in real life. And we met on Commicraft.
Yeah.
Jimbo applied to join the server because Commicraft was a public server. I would post tons of advertisements on Reddit trying to find good quality players to join. And Jimbo filled out an application, and we said, yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hop on. And sure enough, he ended up making content, and that's that.
Yeah, I wanted to make content when I got my PC. I was big into watching Hermitcraft, and I was like, man, this would be fun to do as a hobby on the side. Always like to play, and I went from the Xbox to the PC, and I was playing by myself, but mainly just to get the feel of playing on a keyboard and mouse. And once I got that all figured out, I was like, I'd like to join a server. So I went searching for a server, and a lot of people that I reached out to were like, hey, you can't ask that here, or, in the Discord.
Yeah.
Different Discords, like, hey, this isn't the place to ask for that. And I'm like, man, how do I find a freaking server?
Mm-hmm.
Then someone on your server reached out to me, messaged me, was like, hey, here's a server that I'm involved in. All you have to do is fill out an application. I was like, oh, cool, finally. So I filled out the application and joined Commicraft. Noticed that you, Decoy, Freddie Bushboy Bank was there.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of people were making content on that server, and I was like, cool, this is a good opportunity for me to start. And eventually we were able to collab and join the Ripple Effect together, and
yeah, it's all history. Now we have a podcast.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I also want to put out there, Freddie Bushboy, if you are listening to this podcast, please make more Minecraft videos. Out of all of us, I think Freddie Bushboy was one of the best creators.
Oh, yeah.
It was such good content. I wish Freddie was still making content.
Yeah, he pretty much checked all the boxes. He's a great editor. He was funny, personality.
Great audio quality.
Great builder, too.
Great builder.
Fantastic builder. Yeah. I do miss Freddie, but, his decision, if he doesn't want to play anymore, he doesn't have to. But we do miss you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Should I read my question?
Yeah, go ahead.
But I got one over here. I got one from mkdogman. Mentioned, hey guys, would you want pets to be more interactive? Like your dog could walk in a 3x3 area or have third mode sit, stand, and possibly roam? Love to hear your thoughts. It's not a bad question. Never really thought about that.
Yeah. Imagine having pets with points of interest like villagers have.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
You could make them sit. You'd always have that option.
Yeah.
But for them to roam around but not leave your area would be great, just from having that point of interest.
Exactly, yeah. It would bring more life to areas.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't always want your pets to follow you constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're going into a dangerous spot and you don't want to risk them dying. It's one of the reasons I generally don't have pets with me most of the time. They are essentially decorations to me in the Minecraft world because they don't bring a lot to the table and I don't want to risk them dying. So
yeah, and in Minecraft, the word pet is a loose term.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because anything can be a pet. You got your standard dog, cat, parrot. That's pretty much your main pets that, I don't know, you can interact with a little bit more. But yeah, you can have a polar bear pet if you want.
Yeah.
You could have a strider pet, but it's just, would they have different interactions and roaming and stations? That's the only thing that could
Well, striders and polar bears and all this stuff is going to roam anyways because you can't make them sit.
Right.
So there's that. So I would tier it down to parrots, cats, wolves, because they're not technically dogs, they're wolves.
Right.
And that's kind of it.
Axolotls?
I know people are going to say like axolotls, but you don't control axolotls. You just put them in water and that's it.
Yeah, anything that you can sit would be
exactly
a pet, I guess.
Yeah.
That's true.
With parrots, Commicraft Season 3, I actually had a little parrot area behind glass. And I would put them in there and have them sit. And then once I got everything set up, I would leave the 1 block gap, go in and click all of them so they could fly around, and then jump through the hole and close the glass so they would move around in the glass structure. And I always like that, but you can't do that with cats and dogs and all that stuff. So
yeah, and if they are your pet and they roam around, they're going to teleport to you if they're not sitting. So yeah, that's not a bad question. I mean, it would be, like you said, give it a little bit more activity and liveliness to your world and the game in general.
Yeah.
Maybe there be a way, instead of them, maybe you want them to follow you and teleport to you.
That's what I was trying to think of. How would you be able to command them to do these things?
Yeah, to link them to that station.
Yeah.
Or if there's a station in general. I don't know.
The only thing I could think of is if, like, pets would have their own, like you said, station or table, like villagers do. Like maybe a wolf has a dog bowl, a parrot has a perch or something.
Sandbox for the cat.
I wasn't going to give it a litter box. It seems like
They all have one.
A mean thing to give. I know, but it seems like a mean thing to give them. But like have stations you can interact with food and like put food in the station, and that would enable roam mode for any animal that's connected to said station.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that.
It seems like a lot just to get an animal to kind of roam around a space, but I want that feature. It's just I don't know how to implement it well.
Yeah, Mojang's listening. That might be something to look into.
Especially if you're going to do a wolf to dog update, like we had the cat update. It'd be nice to have something like that.
Yeah, just a overall pets update. But I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be a big one.
No, Jimbo's like, do that, but also give me something more.
Yeah, also 10 times more.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't include bees.
Yeah, they're not pets.
I literally just had that image of you in your intro running down the hallway going, bees! Oh, it was so good.
I do that in real life. That's like something I do in real life.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it at all.
I don't trust them duds.
We got one more question from the Gutter, who posted this question early this morning before we are doing our recording. And it just so happened that I checked Discord while letting my dog out this morning. And I was like, you know what? That's a good question. Let's put it in the show. The Gutter asks, should there be different seasons in some Minecraft biomes? If yes, what does the different season do to the biome? If no, why? I'll let you go first because I have a feeling my answer will be different.
Well, I would like to state the obvious. The snow biomes wouldn't have seasons. I'm thinking savannas, badlands, deserts probably wouldn't have seasons.
Maybe we're not going to have different answers.
Yeah. And you got your plains. The big one I'm thinking is birch biomes. I would like to see different color leaves on the birch biomes. Now, the taiga, I think the taiga trees, spruce, it resembles like a pine tree. Those don't change. So maybe those leaves stay the same. I would like different leaves is, what I'm really trying to say here.
Yeah.
I would like to have different color leaves. Seasons involve that.
Then you're going to like my answer. So, no, I don't think Minecraft should have seasons.
Okay.
Mainly because if you're building in a section and now you're in winter and you start getting snow, yeah, that's fun for 10, 15 minutes. And then 3 months later, you're like, why is there still snow in this area I'm trying to build in? That would not be fun. So what you should have is seasonal biomes. So we have a biome that has snow. We have a biome that has hot weather. We have a plains biome. We have the taiga biome. We need a biome that encompasses the autumn or fall season. Because let's face it, that's what people want. People want orange and yellow leaves.
Yeah.
So we just need a biome that has trees that have orange and yellow leaves in it. And you're right, birch seems like a really good place to spot. So maybe have an offset of a birch biome. So it'd be like an autumn birch biome where some of the birch leaves are colored.
It may be that sets their birch tree apart. Maybe you get the colorful leaves with the birch trees, and maybe the oak, they might go like brownish.
Yeah.
Something not as appealing, but the birch leaves are the ones you want for the colors.
But here's the thing. We don't want the leaves to just change color because they are placed in a biome.
Mm-hmm.
Those colors need to stick to those leaves when we place them in a different biome.
Right. Good point.
Because I know a lot of people are going to be thinking about that. Well, you can just do that if you... No, we want the colors to stay with the leaves. So that means a whole new tree, which means new wood types, and maybe a reason to fix the birch tree. Because let's face it, its log is one of the worst logs in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, its stripped log is a really nice log.
I was just going to argue that.
Mm-hmm.
The stripped log is pretty useful.
Birchwood in general is not a bad wood type. I use birch in a lot of things. It's just its log type is really hard to use in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind a birch tree every once in a while, but like if you look at my own survival, I have birch trees in my area, but I immediately strip them all. Because, well, I just think the stripped version of birch looks so good.
Yeah, it does look better.
That I'd rather look at that than the white and black spots.
Right. I agree. Yeah, I've been using a lot of birch for, at least last season, for variations with sandstone.
Mm-hmm.
It really goes well blending with the sandstone, getting that ruined effect.
Yeah.
But not with the white and black. It's got to be stripped.
You can do... So... I've seen birch trees that are a bit more gray than white, at least around this area.
Yeah.
So maybe the autumn birch tree is a more grayish log. Now, it's not dark gray, guys. It's still a light colored tree with black lines or black spots or whatever on it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's the autumn version's a kind of like dark oak to oak. They're relatively close to the same tree structure. Like if you look at the leaves are identical. But they're named differently still, so they don't stack on top of each other. So that's kind of what I'm going with.
Yeah.
I'm rambling now, so.
Yeah, we're getting off the biome seasons.
Yeah, seasons. I think everyone would love to have seasons in Minecraft, but would quickly get tired of it and turn it off. Much like the rain cycle was for the longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd much rather have season-specific biomes than the other way.
That's the beauty of having these mod packs. You can get that option if you want.
Mm-hmm.
At least if you play Java. If you want seasons, get the mod pack for it.
Yeah. That needs to be a topic for us to talk about. What mods we'd like to see in vanilla Minecraft.
All in vanilla? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We brought it up before, but I think it's like just our favorite mods in general. Not ones that need to be in the game.
Yeah. But anyways, I think that's a sufficient enough answer.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Weezergood, mkdogman, and the Gutter for those questions. Those questions were from our Discord, and it's the only place where you can talk to everyone who works on the show easily. Just take Cass's word for it.
Is this thing on? I'm Cass, and I'm here to figure out why you have yet to join the Withering Effect Discord. It's a great place to hang out with other Minecraft enthusiasts and the creators of the show. The link to join the Discord is in the show notes.
Thanks again for the Discord ad, Cass. Speaking of the Discord, it's the only place you can get involved in our Mending Minecraft vote. This week we asked you to choose between one of three structures for us to discuss and improve. Your choices were the Ruined Portal, the Stronghold, and a Village.
And the winner of Mending Minecraft this week is... Stronghold.
Yeah, I kind of figured this was coming.
Yeah, by a lot. Stronghold had 40 votes. Ruined Portal had 9 votes. And Village had 4. I think that's the least amount of votes I've ever seen.
Yeah. And for those of you who are wanting me to say Stronghold should be in ancient cities, you're in for a surprise.
Yes. Yeah, we got a lot of comments on Strongholds changing to the ancient cities. But get into the Stronghold. A few things on the Stronghold are a Stronghold is a structure that occurs naturally underground in the overworld and is the only place where a player can find the end portal. Strongholds can be located by using an Eye of Ender. Strongholds mostly generate underground, but generate underwater if necessary. They may generate at bedrock level, cutting the bedrock. Strongholds vary in size. They contain several doors and rooms made mostly of stone bricks, mossy stone bricks, cracked stone bricks, and infested stone bricks. Some rooms that contain loot in the stronghold are altars, storerooms, and libraries. And some of the notable loot from these rooms are diamonds, diamond horse armor, enchanted books, golden apples, emeralds, empty maps, and ender pearls. And the stronghold is also the only place to find a silverfish spawner, and that is in the end portal room. But that's it for the stronghold.
Where you ended off is exactly where I'm going to start off. Silverfish Spawners. Make silverfish drop something useful or get rid of them.
Yeah.
They're a nuisance, if anything. They're not competitive. They're not making the game harder. They are quite literally just a nuisance.
It's that last obstacle to get to the portal. And
it's not much of an obstacle. It's like stepping on a Lego.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to sideline you for a week. It's going to get you really upset and annoyed.
Oh, I don't know. You ever step on Lego, though? Whew. But yeah, you're right.
I haven't stepped on Lego, but I've stepped on plenty dog bones.
Yeah.
Those guys got some sharp edges.
Just saying. Could sideline you. I got sidelined from a Lego.
But for a week?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Like, maybe it's just because I'm a bigger and I stepped harder. But yeah, man, that hurt. And it hurt. It's the bottom of your foot. Sorry to go off topic here on the stronghold, but the bottom of your foot is something you step on all the time. So just stepping on it day to day, you're stepping on that sore all the time. But yeah, I understand the reference though.
Anyway, silverfish are basically useless, especially silverfish spawners. I'm not saying get rid of silverfish themselves, but the spawners. If silverfish aren't going to drop anything useful, there's no point in having spawners to make into a grinder, especially when the spawner is in the end portal room, which is an area you need to get into the end. So you're just going to break the spawner anyways.
Yeah, odds are you're going to break it.
Yeah.
I do.
99% of the time you break it.
Mm-hmm. Unless there's something cool you want to do with it, which usually isn't.
Yeah. Ripple Effect, we made silverfish drop clay balls. So there was a useful way to have renewable clay. This was before villagers were trading bricks and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes if you want the silverfish head, like with the mod pack where they drop heads,
yep.
You it's easier to get a head from a silverfish spawner. I can't say silverfish today for some reason.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a useless thing in the game. Get rid of it or make it useful. Also, no strongholds in ancient cities. I'd like them to stay two completely separate things.
Me too.
Mainly so we can designate the stronghold as something different. Now, I'm also going to put out there, a stronghold does not need better loot, which is a rarity in my mind. Normally, I'm always like, we need better loot, we need better loot, we need better loot.
Mm-hmm. Stronghold
does not need better loot. The stronghold is a gateway to elytra and shulker boxes. Some of the best loot in the game. So, to me, stronghold does not need better loot.
Yeah, it's a great place to find enchanted books.
That too, or bookshelves in general.
Yeah.
Many of time I've forfeited making an enchanting setup. Just went and found a stronghold, found that library room, and ripped all the bookshelves out. And there you go. I don't have to worry about cows and sugarcane.
Yes.
But the big change to strongholds would change the structure completely. No more random rooms. The stronghold should be a labyrinth. A big maze with the end portal room in the middle.
I like that.
And maybe the maze should be completely dark. Now, I know we have the quote-unquote deep dark coming, and that's going to be the dark section and everything. But a labyrinth completely in the dark. So now you do have to worry about mobs and stuff spawning and make it a bit dangerous and stuff. And yes, you can just pickaxe your way through the maze and forfeit it. This is Minecraft. You can do stuff like this all the time. If you didn't want to go to the Stronghold, you could just dig straight down into the end portal room.
Mm-hmm.
I did that in my own survival. Like, literally was throwing the Eye of Ender, and it just so happened to be where it landed. I dug straight down, and I fell into the end portal room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Eye of Ender pretty much goes to the portal, not just the Stronghold in general.
Yeah.
So you can skip the whole Stronghold if you're accurate with the Eye of Ender.
Yeah. Which is why the Eye of Ender should now focus on the beginning of the labyrinth. At least it'd be a little bit harder then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, let's turn it into a maze instead of random rooms.
Yeah.
And yeah, that kind of gets rid of the procedurally generated structure of the Stronghold. But maybe someone can lay out 5 to 6 different kind of mazes. We're not talking they need to be ginormous mazes, but 5 to 6 decently sized mazes. Have those randomly spawn or whatever.
Yep.
Because like I said, I don't think this is something people are going to constantly do over and over and over again. This maze. They're going to do it once and then they're just going to skip ahead to the end portal room from then on.
And keep the library room. We need that.
Yeah, you can have different rooms inside the maze.
Yeah, even add different ones.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe put your silverfish spawner in one of those rooms.
Yeah, away from the portal.
There you go. Right. I like that.
I think this was definitely one of the more fun structures we've changed, or I got to change. I loved the idea of the maze.
Mm-hmm. And to bring up the whole, strongholds or ancient cities being the new stronghold argument thing, absolutely not, for one. For two, my argument is just playing the game on the new update with how big the underground is now. Like, you have so much room to fit both of them down there. Like, odds are they're not going to overlap. I'm sure they can. This could happen. Strongholds get broken up by terrain all the time. It's hard to find a fully built stronghold without terrain messing it up somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I was underground, I thought I was deep underground, but no, there's a whole nother like 30 blocks underneath of me that opened up into like this cave, huge open cave system. So you could definitely have room for the strongholds and the deep dark. And yeah, there's just so much room down there.
That being said, looking at the ancient cities, I do think there's a chance that they could be the replacements for strongholds. Because let's face it, strongholds are boring. That's why we're over here fixing strongholds and mending Minecraft.
Yeah.
There's a chance it could happen. It would definitely force people to go down in there.
Yeah. Like you said, rework it. Maybe a labyrinth of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to replace it. Because, like I said, it's so big underground that there's room for both. We can have them both. Just maybe rework it a little bit. Because it's been the same for a long time, the strongholds.
Yeah. Anyway, should we move on to our topic this week?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done with my rant, I guess.
Okay, so I had the idea with Caves and Cliffs Part 2 coming out. Now, this is Part 2. We're not counting Part 1, just focusing on Part 2. And it was, if there's something we could change about it, what would we change?
Should I start my first?
Yeah, we both had a couple things, but...
Mm-hmm. You have a pretty cool addition to it.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I thought was going to be a thing, but isn't, is I was hoping that no hostile mobs could spawn in the lush caves.
Yeah.
As of right now, the only specific mob that can spawn there is the axolotl, I believe. But you're going to get hostile mobs there also.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, with the way it's made, the way it looks, it's a beautiful biome.
It should be a sanctuary.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks more like an oasis sanctuary type of deal. And I'm not saying mobs can't filter in through the darkness from other biomes into there. That could be a dangerous part about it. But yeah, to find one of these, I feel like it should be a safe haven. I mean, there's still a lot of cave out there, so maybe this one area you could run to for safety.
For sure. So this is something that people have asked for, and I think we're kind of disappointed when we weren't going to get it. Ice caves. Mm-hmm. Ice caves would have been so cool, especially if we could have icicles like the dripstone.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That being said, I think if an icicle were to fall or break like dripstone, it should just fall and break.
Yeah.
Not necessarily save it. I don't know. Like I wouldn't want to farm it, but then now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, no, you know what? We just need to retexture dripstone for icicles. That's it. Make it work exactly the same, but with ice.
Yeah, maybe get ice blocks out of it. I don't know. Like maybe an ice shard.
Maybe icicles craft blue ice blocks.
Yeah, now we're talking.
So it could save you a step. Granted, icicles would obviously take longer to grow.
Mm-hmm. And only in like frozen biomes.
Yeah, it would save you a step, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. Except it wouldn't drip lava.
Yeah.
You couldn't renew lava from them, because that wouldn't make sense. But maybe the ice renews water faster than the other one, and the dripstone renews lava faster.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. That'd be cool. Cool maneuver.
That would be cool.
But yeah, I feel like the ice caves were a missed opportunity. Like, we got new cave biomes, and there's not an ice one. Maybe it was harder to figure out, where they generate, because you couldn't see one just randomly in between a lush cave and a dripstone cave, and there's just a random ice cave. Kind of wouldn't make sense, but then again, you have these frozen biomes next to deserts in the overworld, so I guess I'm getting a little picky.
Well, they worked on this update.
Right.
They tried to make sure you wouldn't get that happening again, but all you would do would be if a dripstone cave were to spawn in a frozen biome, you would just change the textures from dripstone to ice.
I was just going to say that. Yep. Just recognize if it's in a frozen biome.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it's a different biome in that sense. It's a completely different, because you're underground. The biomes are Y level oriented now.
Yeah.
So maybe in just like mountain areas above ground. I don't know. This is probably why they didn't add them, because it was hard to figure out where they generate.
Probably.
I'm with you on the ice caves, though. The second thing I have here is the ambient atmospheres for underground.
You mean like we got in the Nether?
Right, exactly. Overworld, I know it'd be a lot harder to implement that. You'd kind of have to put it all through the overworld in that case. And that's the cliffs part. But the caves part, I feel like with the new biomes, you kind of get that with the spore blossom. You get that ambient atmospheric effect. But I just feel like throughout the caves and different biomes, you should have different looks. Maybe dust settling through the caves, or I don't know, something along those lines. We might get that with the deep dark. It didn't look like you had that atmospheric effect in the deep dark, except it's a little darker, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that was the effect.
Yeah, and then they have the what I call the blinding effect. I forget what it's actually called.
Shrieker.
Where they basically just turn out all the lights in the area.
Yeah, that's kind of along those lines. But yeah, that's I think I mentioned that's something that I almost guaranteed we'd get, but we're not getting, was that atmospheric effect, that different feel, like you said, just like the Nether.
Mm-hmm.
We do have like different sounds, cave noises, and different audio.
Mm-hmm.
We do have that, but
yeah,
that's it.
My last one is kind of a bigger one, and I wanted ropes. I want ropes badly. How cool would it be to be able to slide down ropes into caves, like you're actually spelunking, like they do in the movies and stuff, or use ropes to climb up cliff sides? Not to mention they'd be great for decoration. And I understand the hardest part about this is the implementation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have chains, right? And chains are still technically like a block. It's basically an in rod that's retextured that doesn't glow.
Right.
It's essentially what it is. You can place it just like that, and it works great for decoration, but that's all it is.
Yeah. Can't interact with it.
Yeah. Making a rope functional, it'd be way harder. I mean, it's a lot of work, and I get that. But it's something I still want. I think it'd be really cool to be able to tie a rope off to do different areas when you'd have decoration style. Even if you could just get a textured version of chains to look like ropes, it wouldn't be as bad. But having the ability to interact with like a single wall or a fence to tie the rope off to would be nice. Again, being able to climb ropes or slide down ropes would be cool. So now you have the effectiveness of a ladder. And I get we got that with the Twisty Vine and the Weeping Vine and the Nether. I haven't seen anybody use those for traversing anything yet.
Yeah, I think I did like once.
Everyone uses a ladder, ender pearls, or elytra.
Or water.
Or water.
Yeah, and ladders you can't slide down. You got to take your time and
Yep.
go down the ladder. But it'd be nice to do that, like a quick slide.
Yeah, to quickly slide down without taking fall damage.
Mm-hmm. Only thing there would be, the size of the ropes. Would it just continue all the way until it met the ground? Or would there be a certain block length?
Right. That's where I had the difficulty of how would you do this? Would you do it like chains where you have to individually place all of it before you can start climbing up and down it? The implementation is obviously extremely hard. And I know that's why it's not in the game. But it's still something I wanted to bring up because I thought it would have been perfect for this kind of update.
Yeah, no, I would love to have ropes.
Mm-hmm.
My very last one, it's a little disappointing, but the part 2 of Caves and Cliffs, they didn't give us a new mob. I was kind of hoping, we got the axolotl, we got the goat, but we had them, in part 1. I was hoping they surprise us with a new mob. And, we're getting the allay we got to vote on, but that's coming in the next update.
Mm-hmm.
The warden, we had the warden. No, it's in the next update. But it'd be nice to have a new mob, at least down in the cave system.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, what was that bush-looking mob?
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
got
yeah.
scared of the light or got scared of the darkness. I feel like that would be a good addition to part 2 of the Caves and Cliffs.
Mm-hmm.
Something along those lines. And I cannot think of that thing.
Yeah, I can't either.
We got the copper golem. That one's easy in the LA. But I can't think of the floating bush. Is it gloom?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Something like that. Probably way off. People probably yelling at us listening.
Probably.
But yeah, I was kind of disappointed we didn't get a new mob, like anything, but nope. We got what we saw from before.
Or how about a rework of bats?
Yeah, even that, would have been nice. Yeah, I feel like the bats were a missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some kind of like cave dweller. That would have been cool.
Caveman villager.
I don't have any function. I just made that up. Yeah, like a cave. Yeah, like a cave village. Maybe they're connected to the ancient cities somehow, but they actually live in this area that's not dark. Maybe it's not a deep area.
Yeah. Our last 2 ideas are obviously super ambitious, and with all the world gen changes, obviously there would not have been enough time to work this stuff in.
Right. Yeah, we see how much trouble they had, with the warden and the deep dark and just generating the world in general with the new Y levels.
Yeah. Understand, these are not complaints about the game. These are just, hey, this could have been a cool idea to add into this update, and it might be thought about adding later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. That's all I got.
All right. That's all you got. I think that'll do it for today's show. Before I have Jimbo read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons who are supporting the show. Our milk level patrons are Omni, Chief Big Bear, Croc, Fragile Rock, O-Beep, and Bifrost Tuna. If would like to get access to exclusive benefits and hours of content each month, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
And if you like the show, you can share it with all of your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, follow us. Or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these really helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com, tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord, where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All the links are in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our digital producer Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it should be, and the amazing music you hear in the intro and outro is created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting Wizards with us. Should probably go drink some milk now. Bye.
See you guys.